You would never believe it, but there's a guy who can take on all of Vietnam by himself. The soldiers at the base know all about Rambo, so much that even Rambo feels like he's in a mystery novel, while the commander brags about his glory days. Unfortunately, the commander doesn't realize that Rambo already knows which unit it is, and it's definitely not a camp. Time cell. The mission sounds untrustworthy. Rambo sees Vietnam is home and must go. Rambo gets in the helicopter, and just as he's about to land, the rope behind him jams like a prank, leaving him hanging midair. Facing imminent doom, Rambo decisively cuts the rope with his knife. No parachute, just jumps down like he's going down the world's most dangerous slide. Luckily, Rambo is familiar with the Vietnamese terrain, and after his drop, he's untouched. He meets a lovely lady and hops on the local pirate ship. Arriving at the prison camp, but since his camera has mysteriously vanished, Rambo decides to complete the mission his way, with a bullseye shot at the guard using his bow. Rambo traverses the camp as an invincible warrior, his anger ready to explode at the prisoners' conditions. Rambo frees the prisoners tied to the cross, and his comrades are waiting to escape with him, effortlessly sending one enemy after another to the black. The soldiers find the corpses the next day and instantly go into battle mode, ready to catch Rambo and his. At this moment, they are on the pirate ship, but the pirates don't want to offend the local army, so the pirate captain slaps Rambo. See, now that's a comedic miss. Little do they realize, Rambo is the man whom even another entire army dares not to provoke. Bring it on. Subtitles. Quickly. Rambo, along with the prisoners, managed to make a successful escape from the pirate ship. But soon, they are spotted by Vietnamese soldiers and start shelling. What a comical mix-up. At that moment, the helicopter that was supposed to pick up Rambo in 36 hours arrives, looking like the ultimate late clown. Just when they are almost there, the helicopter suddenly turns around. Turns out the commander found out Rambo's rescued a battle axe and everyone's left dumbfounded. The commander quickly orders the soldiers to stop the mission and return to base, attempting to explain himself while a soldier turns his gun on him. The general questions whether the commander's mission is just another farcical scheme, much like the Vietnam War, to send Rambo out for those scenic shots. When the commander sees Rambo actually saving a prisoner, he's suddenly at a loss. What a greedy joke. Rambo watches the helicopter fly away and feels hopeless. Facing the rampaging Vietnamese troops, he has no choice but to surrender with his hands up. In the Vietnamese camp, he endures inhumane treatment. Talk about being cornered. He gets dunked in a mud pit, with the water tasting like a vampire's delight. Then he's strapped to an electric bed for a shocking 24-hour experience. The physical pain Rambo endures is nothing compared to betrayal. Yet even after being tossed aside by his country, under the torment from the Vietnamese officer, he still delivers that line, until even his own eyes are on the line as a threat. Reluctantly, Rambo agrees to the Vietnamese demands, but through a crack in the floor, he spies a streetwise woman slipping through. Rambo grabs the microphone and tells the commander, "I will not let this go." Then he gets up and starts throwing punches, otherwise, he and that woman will team up for a count. The whole camp erupts in chaos as they scramble helicopters to catch Rambo. He guns down enemies behind him in wild frenzy, and after a few, Rambo and the woman manage to escape, reaching a safe spot where they share their feelings under a tree. They planned a simple Thai life, but Vietnamese troops abruptly shattered their brief happiness. Vietnamese fire their guns, and the woman crumples to the ground in an instant, leaving Rambo in immense sorrow. "Don't leave me," Rambo murmurs as he lays her to rest, after which he binds red cloth and decorates his head with her lucky charm. Passionately, he tightens his fists, takes up his bow. Once a fierce Vietnam War special ops soldier, now he's the one on the run. Talk about a plot twist. Rambo moves like a spectre through the jungle, silently taking out soldiers one by one, just as elusive as a ghost. Shooting arrows from the shadows, he seizes the moment to lead them into cave. See what a crafty strategist. Rambo, covered in mud, ambushes straggling soldiers, like a surprise attack from nature. Seizing the hesitation among the enemy lines, Rambo ignites the fat tail and launches his homemade rockets, not even sparing the trains. He heads straight for the camp, only to run into the soldier who killed his wife, turning a cooked duck into a flight risk. The soldier's shooting skills are non-existent, and despite firing every round, he can't hit Rambo. Rambo can't help but see the soldier's atrocious aim as a joke. Moments later, a helicopter arrives, raining chaos down on him. Rambo promptly jumps into the river and, seizing the moment when the helicopter flies low, he suddenly leaps out of the water. Subtitles: Rambo rapidly pulls down a soldier, then flips over to grapple with another. See, without any doubt, Rambo demonstrates his prowess to his opponent once more. The pilot jumps from the helicopter in a panic, thinking he might escape, but ends up on Rambo's dinner plate. Rambo grabs the helicopter controls, ready to unleash hell on the Vietnamese soldiers below, fueled by his own rage. The soldier in the helicopter is having the time of his life. Everything's utterly surreal, and the pilot is just baffled about what's happening. But just then, a wide-awake Rambo surprises everyone by picking up a rocket launcher and firing at the helicopter. The opposing helicopter is blown apart in an instant. See, talk about a nightmare. Rambo triumphantly returns to headquarters with the prisoners, and the soldiers are all in awe. The only commander leaves quietly with a complicated look, while the soldiers cheer for Rambo's return. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.